Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. My name's Corinne Brad, and today I've got a vinyl auto blade kit for the Scan & Cut STX 1200 that I just want to show you how good it is and how much difference it can make to your vinyl life. Now, there's as usual with the accessories, there is a little activation card that you need to put into your computer and turn it on and plug it in. I'm not going to do that. I am just going to show you that you get a new blade holder and blade in there. It's a pale blue top, so it is a much finer blade. And although the standard blade on the Scan & Cut is pretty good, this is so fine and it doesn't catch. And I actually put it to its limits because I don't like to do the easy thing. I like to take things that are supposed to be 4 foot long and shrink them down to about 8 inches, which is what I did with this dream catcher that is in the library of the kit. It is supposed to be like a big wall decal. But you can probably see, I don't know if you can see there on the camera, the fine lines that are in there, and the fine sort of network of threads that it's cut out beautifully. And there was no hitches, the worst thing about it was trying to weed it under poor light. If you're going to do something like this, your best bet is to get a magnifying glass or your reading glasses, a decent light, and also when you've got the vinyl is to curve it slightly so you can see where your weeding lines are. But that's just an example of how fine it will cut from both ordinary self-adhesive vinyl and also what we call heat transfer vinyl or HTV. You see the very fine feather lines on this. This is a larger design from a metallic HTV. And I'm not going to demonstrate the heat transfer vinyl here, but one thing I just want to remind you of, if you're ever cutting anything out of heat transfer vinyl, your vinyl, whatever colour it is on the front, it will be a paler version on the back, and you need to cut on the back of it because this is the heat adhesive side. So whatever you have on your screen, you'll then need to mirror so that when you turn it over, it's the right way round. There is nothing more frustrating than cutting an intricate pattern like this, and then you go to iron it on and it's in reverse. But that's a story for another day. Let me put them there. So this kit is the kit that I had. They also do a Disney version as well, which I haven't seen, but I've seen online, sort of Mickey and Minnie icons and things like this. So that's great if you've got Disney mad kids. Couple of other things with the vinyl. It is worth investing in some of their bigger tools. So you've got a larger scraper, which is great for burnishing, a larger spatula, a vinyl picker, and tweezers. But I'll show you how to use them in a minute when we cut something. But I'm just going to show you how you get a design from the kit onto your Scan & Cut, onto your vinyl, onto your product. So I'm just going to go to the computer screen now. And what I'll do is hopefully you can see this. You're in your brother CanvasWorkspace. Once you've installed the kit, it's down here on the left-hand side, the vinyl auto blade. And that then brings up the various designs that are loaded into it. So take something like the dream catcher. Now, before you just put the dream catcher on your 12 by 12 mat, what you can do, you can change to your artboard. So that's the size that you have here. You've got 12 by 12. You can then change it to 12 by 24 for your 24-inch mat, because as you know, the STX 1200 will work with a 24-inch mat. Or you can change it to a custom size for tiling. I'm just going to change the size of this to about 420. This is in millimetres. Obviously, you can change it to inches if you prefer. And then I'm going to place my dream catcher on my artboard, and I'm going to stretch it out a bit to fill the artboard. Maybe like that. So if you have a roll feeder, which will fit on your Scan & Cut, you can get rolls of vinyl up to about, I think it's 1.8 meters long, so you can do really big vinyl designs for home decor. If you don't have a roll feeder, what you can always do is with the premium button up here, there is a tiling function. It will process it and it will turn your large dream catcher into separate files that you can then export to your scan and cut, and it will cut it out of 12 by 12 mats. But we're not going to do that today. What we are going to do, go back to a normal size mat and just pop quite a simple design on there and cut it out. Oh. So let's go for diamond design, because that's the quickest thing to cut and the quickest thing to weed. Comes out very small. Let's make it 4 inches square, like so. And then go to File, go to Export or Transfer FCM file and click. And my scanner cut is connected up to my laptop with a USB cable, so I'm going to click on that option. And it's ready to receive the data. So then if I come over here and hit my Retrieve Data button from my laptop with my USB cable, there it is on the screen. So now I've got it on the screen, I don't need to work in it in the workspace anymore. So I can see it's fitting in a 4x4 square. Take your protective mat, your protective film off your cutting mat. Grab yourself a piece of vinyl. This is a previously used piece of vinyl, but I know there's enough on there. And pop it on in the top left corner or wherever you've positioned your diamond. Give it a good burnish down. You'll notice that I'm actually using a low tack mat. I would normally use a standard tack mat, but this is a brand new low tack mat and I want to get rid of some of the tack. So you feed it in as you normally would with card, but you need to make sure when you come to cutting it, please select Cut. Just double check that your half cut is on. If it's off, you need to go to your spanner, go down to the next bit of menu, and you've got the half cut option here. So off would cut straight through the vinyl and the backing paper, and that's what you want. You want it off if you're cutting card. Or on, what it does is it will just cut through the vinyl, but it will leave the backing paper intact, and there's a very good reason for that, which I'll show you in a sec. So let's just cut him out. While that's cutting, I just want to show you again the intricacy. This is a hand-drawn design of a Viking compass called a Veg Vizier, I think. I'm always getting it wrong. It's upside down for a start. That was drawn by hand on about 20 centimetre circle of paper, or 20 centimetre square of paper, shrunk down in the scan and cut, and then cut with the fine blade in the auto blade kit, and it's reproduced it perfectly. And it's ideal because it means that any design that you draw yourself, you can custom fit it to put on clothing, to put on knickknacks, to put on bags, luggage. You know, if you've got a company logo and you want to put it sort of, you know, you've started a small business in lockdown and you want to make sure that your stuff is branded, you can enlarge and reduce your own designs, still with the knowledge that they will cut out cleanly using this finer auto blade. Just pop that there. So I've now got my diamond, and as you can see, it hasn't cut the back of the material. I'm just going to trim out this. Oh, what I should have showed you, actually, rather than me trimming this out, is there is a weeding box function on here. Let me just go back to my screen a minute. So where you've got your diamond shape here, If you go back to Edit, go all the way down here, you've got a weeding box. You need to click on your shape to select it. Click on weeding box. I tend to use the optimize the weeding lines, and what it does is it actually creates a cut box around your design. So you can move it around. So if you've got a whole sheet of 12x12 vinyl on there and you're going to do several different designs in the same colour and you want them on different areas of the mat, it will draw a box around it so that you can peel away that section one at a time. There is also, what I have noticed on some of these designs, they have very kindly put weeding boxes. I'll show you actually on the peacock because that's where I first discovered it. On the peacock design, you can see these horizontal and vertical grid lines on here. That's for ease of weeding, especially around delicate areas like these feathers, because if you look at the bag that I've done before, there's a lot of detail in there, but this was easy to weed because it had been sort of separated into about, what, 1.5 inch wide boxes, 2-inch boxes, so I could just peel a bit off at a time and see where I was supposed to weed. It's not on all of those designs, but it is on the trickier ones, so it's worth having a look at. But going back to our diamond, I didn't put a weeding box round because I forgot. So instead I've just cut it with a scalpel and ruler, and then I'm just going to use the picker tool here to weed off the outline. And then we'll just take out the pieces of the design that we don't want. So I'm very simply going to put that diamond on the centre of this wood plaque. The other thing, if you've never used vinyl before, you will look at something and go, well, you know, yeah, do you just peel it off and stick it on? On a shape like this, you probably could. On a shape like this, you really couldn't. And that's where this stuff called transfer tape comes in handy. It's just like the old stuff that we used to stick on our exercise books at school, if you were born in the 1900s like I was. Place the sticky back plastic over the top of your design. Take the backing and peel it off, because the sticky on this mat is stickier than the adhesion of the vinyl to this, because this is really slippery. But the adhesive on the vinyl is actually far, far stickier than the stuff on the mat. So this sort of multi-purpose large scraper burnisher is actually very good. So then we just peel this away, like so. Pop that back on there. And then you can use your backing paper just to burnish your vinyl shape down onto your chosen surface. So there you have it. It's a really handy bit of kit. I wouldn't have thought of buying something specifically for vinyl in the past until I started using that finer blade. Because now, as I say, you can create much more intricate designs. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to show you as well. You can quite easily put vinyl onto glass. So make sure your glass is free of grease, it's clean and dry, you've not overly handled it, you haven't got too much grease from your fingertips on there. And again, same kind of method. These are some pre-weeded designs that are from the library of the kit. Burnish it down. One caveat, shall we say, I do always find that anything with dots is the bane of my life. So you may want to use some of the more specialised tools such as this picker, after you've burnished it down well, the picker is really handy not only for weeding, but for putting errant little dots. With tricky things like that, it's worth taking time pulling your backing paper away. If you whip it all off and then you realise that you've left some dots behind, it's very difficult to get them back where they're supposed to be. At least if you do it bit by bit. And then you can just add this somewhere on your vase, like here. Put it on, and it doesn't matter if it's a curved surface, you can still burnish it down with the large scraper tool. Peel it back. And you see what I mean about the adhesion on the vinyl is far stickier than the adhesion on the transfer tape, because it didn't try and take off the bits that I'd already put on there. So yeah, glass, wood, fabric, exercise books, t-shirts, you know, there is no end to the personalisation, customisation that you can achieve with a vinyl cutting machine. So go out and treat yourself to the kit, either the standard one or the Disney one. They both come with the fine blade, which is the blue blade carrier, and have fun. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that's given you some inspiration or some confidence to actually go out and start cutting vinyl, because it is, once you start doing it, you'll love it. In the meantime, please keep safe. We'll see you again very, very soon with some more ideas and some more inspiration. Till then, thank you very much for watching. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.